Please welcome Mr. Naresh Thakur. Construction equipments are used across a variety of conditions and need to be totally equipped to deal with any adverse situation. Preventive and predictive maintenance of seals is a big help when it comes to identifying the problem and goes a long way in executing projects hassle-free. Mr. Naresh Thakur heads the training department of construction and mining machinery business of Larsen & Toubro Limited based at Kanchipuram, Tamil Nadu. He has been associated with L&T construction and mining machines for over 32 years, first as a service engineer and then in training function for the last 21 years. Mr. Thakur plays an active role in training on machine operation and maintenance for their customers and service engineers who look after these machines. Today, he will be presenting his views on preventive and predictive maintenance of steel. So let's welcome Mr. Naresh Thakur.
First of all, let me tell you that we represent L&T Construction and Mining Machinery business, and we are celebrating our 75 years of presence in this business in the country. We are distributors for Komatsu, and we handle their entire product range in India. L&T has their own products like wheel loader, compactors, PTR, which we provide as an entire solution for road building. We are also distributors for Scania tipper trucks and rammer attachments, rock breakers, etc. Being abreast with the latest and provide the latest in the world as far as digital technology is concerned, with the single purpose that users should benefit from the machine, its working, and take the maximum out of the machine in terms of reliability and durability. So I do not have a presentation to share. I have my talk for around 10 minutes, which was allocated to me. And then, gentlemen, you might be a little surprised, and you will find it difficult to, digest that 70% of all troubles on machine is a result of inadequate maintenance. And therefore, if we have to extract the best of the machine, we have to focus on maintenance. Now, when we talk about maintenance, Pawan sir very nicely spoke about preventive maintenance, predictive maintenance, and different types of maintenance and what we need to do. But is it so simple? Actually, it is very simple. Because when we talk about preventive maintenance, 80% of the time that people spend today at sites is focusing on preventive maintenance, and the balance is attending to failures. Now, this is where we need to bring about a shift in the way we think. When we talk about preventive maintenance, what am I actually talking about? A good preventive maintenance starts with a thorough walk around of the machine itself, wherein a person inspects the machine to find out 4 things: leakages, cracks or breakages, missing items, and lubricant level. Now, once he does that, then all OEMs supply in their operation and maintenance manual something which is required for daily care and fixed time interventions. Now, if I have to sum the entire preventive maintenance, I would put it equal to essential care for the machines, which is maybe lubrication and fixed time interval. Tooth point replacement, if I am to talk about excavators, if I am to talk about graders, the drawbar maintenance, the gap between drawbar, which is very important on the road, and that is what is going to give you the finish that you are expecting. Now, what is normally missed in the midst of all these things is safety critical parts. Now, if we talk about, I want to highlight in this forum that as a user, please focus on safety critical parts. Now, what are those safety critical parts? These are certain parts, say, like the fuel line, like the suction hose, like the travel line hoses, which is not visible, but when it fails, can cause major damage to the machines. And therefore, these are the items which is mentioned in operator's manual for all OEM. And if you are a user, please focus on the replacement of these items. And therefore, these are areas where, people need not use their brain. The manufacturer prescribes, the time has come, just replace it. Now, if you are able to do that, then I am sure with fixed time maintenance and this portion of safety critical parts, which I called the proactive section, the preventive maintenance can be taken. Now, if you take care of this, I am sure we have addressed to the 70% of the machine trouble that we are there. Now, what are we missing? We are missing the aging effect of machines. Now, all components will have a fixed amount of life, and the life will depend on the application, duty cycle, load factor, the surroundings, the ground, etc. Now, what do we do for that? This gave birth to proactive maintenance. This gave birth to the maintenance where we are able to predict the wear and tear and life of components. And how do we do that? But let me tell you the origin of all this condition monitoring or reliability centered monitoring. It all started sometimes in 1960 with the aviation industry, when they were worried that all such routine preventive and scheduled maintenance were not able to reduce the troubles that were coming on the aircrafts. And so a committee was formed in 1960, and they started working on devising methods of condition monitoring. A report was published in 1978 by Stan Nolan and Howard Heath, which formed the basis of reliability-centered maintenance. And based on this report, this became the foundation of all reliability-centered maintenance. So what am I talking about? I am only trying to take you that today, 20% of our attention should be towards evaluating the components, wear and tear, and health. Now, what do I benefit from this? I will be able to identify the right time to remove the component from the machine for overhaul without having the fear that I have thrown away some useful hours of the component, even if it was available. Now, what are the tools available? If I talk about Komatsu and what is available, Komatsu has got several machine check programs. They call it the preventive maintenance program, wherein you are supposed to inspect the machine at, say, every 1,000 hours, record the findings, analyze it, and see how the trend that you have created over a period of time fluctuates and the performance decreases. Komatsu has got a program called Komatsu Oil and Wear Analysis. Now, when we talk about Komatsu Oil and Wear Analysis, what do? You take oil from either the hydraulic system or engine system, analyze the wear particles. Now, make a trend line. Now, when you make a trend line and see, observing the ingredients that has gone up, if it has gone beyond a critical value, that gives you the warning bell that something has gone wrong. Now, as a manufacturer, Komatsu has the basic data available for the tests that they have conducted worldwide, and they have parameters available. And suddenly when you see a parameter go up, that's the caution, change oil, re-examine after 500 hours and see whether it has again gone up. I will take a nice example of an engine oil where suddenly you find that the level of lead has increased. Now, where does lead come from? The first thought will come that yes, it is coming from the bearings. Now my bearing is wearing out. So what you do, you drain the oil, after 500 hours, do another check, and you find the amount of lead has come down and the copper has started coming up. Now, what does it tell me? It tells me that the top layer of the bearing is gone and the second layer particles are available in oil. That is a warning sign. This will also be complemented by my decrease in engine oil pressure. So if you record all this data as to how it has fluctuated over a period of time, map it with several other factors and behavior, you will be able to decide the right time when you can take the engine out, do an overhaul, and again put it back. Now, please remember, never allow a component to fail on the machine, because the repair cost of a failed item is almost 3 times the repair cost of an unfailed item. Therefore, if you are trying to look at reducing your maintenance costs, look at these measures. Same is the case in hydraulics. Find out wear element, find out the components, match it with the other preventive measures that you have taken, and then you will be able to arrive at the right time when a machine or a component can be removed from the machine and full life has been used. So similarly, there are programs like Komatsu undercarriage inspection, where in the case of a bulldozer or an excavator working on different terrains, you are able to measure the parameters, find out how much life is remaining. So once they are able to tell you the amount of life that is remaining, you will decide and plan your inventory, make orders, take care of the lead time, and you are able to successfully address the wear and tear of these items. These days, with digitalization, Komatsu also has the telematics system called Comtrax implemented. And this Comtrax, at the click of a button anywhere across the globe, the fleet manager can see how his machine is working. It can also tell you the way it is being operated, and all that Mr. Hridesh and Pawan sir indicated, how it is going to help. Mr. Thakur told about how he is monitoring. All those features are also available in Comtrax for construction machines and Comtrax Plus for the mining machines. Now, when you get all these triggers, sum them up, all these things put together will be able to help you derive the full potential of the equipment. These equipments are very expensive. Now, how do we support, how does Komatsu support customers with all this? Now, there are 2 ways. One is for the construction equipment, we provide something called, along with the machine, something called Suraksha 10,000. Now, what does it mean? You enter into a contract where the machine is monitored by L&T service team for 10,000 hours or 4 years, wherein the service engineer will go to the site for all maintenance, carry out the preventive checks, educate the customer on energy saving operations so that unnecessary fuel is not wasted, tell the operator, educate them on using the Comtrax data, tell them with facts and figures as to how to operate these machines. Now, when this happens, if we are doing it for 4 years on 10,000 hours, what is expected? That the customer's team working together with the service engineer will be able to understand the value of these inspections. Because after 10,000 hours, you also have the option of entering into an annual maintenance contract where you continue to get the expertise of the service engineer who will take your machine for the next 10,000 hours or beyond, because life of a machine is much more than the 4 years. But what is expected that customers and their maintenance team will be able to understand this and take it forward. Therefore, if I sum up entire package that I have told you, dividing into essential care, proactive safety critical parts, and this condition-based monitoring team, this evaluation will help a customer use 100% of the machine's capability without wasting, number one, the productive hours, without reducing on the life of the components that you are supposed to get and you are able to use it. Reliability and durability is ensured. What is expected is that slowly we move from the cure part. A trouble comes, you cure it, to the care part. Now this care, actually when we talk about a maintenance package, is these three systems. Today, the telematics and the machine monitor prompts the operator on board itself. In case he is not choosing the right mode, the monitor prompts him. In case his machine fuel consumption is higher than the expected value, the monitor prompts him. So the operator has got on-board support. Plus, once the maintenance is due, in fact, 30 hours before the maintenance is due, the monitor starts prompting. So machines are becoming more and more intelligent. Machines are becoming more and more user-friendly. All that is required is people should know how to use the features available. It should not become like a sophisticated mobile phone. There are plenty of features and you don't know. L&T as a service provider insists on this kind of a training, a regular training for customers, our own people, and in this Suraksha 10,000 package kind of a thing, where the service engineer visits every 500 hours and talks to the customer, so you are always connected. I think, if we have to educate people on maintenance, because maintenance requires a lot of discipline. If I only have to think about, I give a small example of, say, air cleaner maintenance. Now, normally blowing air into an air cleaner looks to be a simplest job, and it is done by the least experienced guy. And you know what it protects? It protects the entire engine. We all know that 1 teaspoon of dust in an engine can kill it. Therefore, maintenance requires a lot of discipline. As fleet owners and customers who are listening this webinar, I would request you training, motivation of the people who are doing it, and giving them the importance. Plus, somebody accompanying to show the right way to do it will help you extract the best out of these equipments.